All right, how are you guys doing? I'm so fangirling out right now. This is so cool to be able
Oh,
to
that's so
talk to you
sweet.
guys.
It's our
Aw,
pleasure. Thanks
thank
for taking the
you.
time.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'll get started. Well, congratulations on baby number two on the way. You guys must be so excited, and I'm so happy for you guys. So, with that, how do you guys make time for family while you're also entrepreneurs? You guys got lots of hats on. So, how are you guys getting ready for baby number two given everything you have going on?
I feel like we kind of are just ready for baby number two. Like we had one, we know what to expect. We're just waiting for arrival.
Yeah.
We haven't really prepared much. I don't really know what to prepare for.
Especially
Last
we know
time it
like
was just kind of just you figure it out as you
yeah.
Yeah.
go. I think like now we kind of know how like the certain necessities, like product stuff that we're gonna need works. It's just a matter of like really bringing it upstairs and putting it to use.
Yeah, no, I'm sure because I don't have kids, but I know anyone around me that has kids. I feel like by the time you have the first one and then the second one and so on and so forth are on their way, it just seems like I don't know if easier is the right word, but you're a lot more prepared and you kind of know how to navigate things a little bit better. And maybe things aren't as frightening as they were the first time around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Awesome. So I want to know more about your guys' coffee house and lounge. What inspired you to start that business?
So I am born and raised in Rhode Island, always wanted to own my own business, always worked in restaurants. And when we moved back here, I was talking to Ashley about potentially opening my own place, and we saw a couple different options for a couple different ideas. And then we landed on this one spot that used to be a coffee shop that I really enjoyed.
It was there for 20 years, so we figure like can't go wrong with the spot.
And so we named it Audrey's after her mom. And I've always loved the idea of a coffee shop that turns into an espresso bar. And so we have a full liquor license, and it's a grind. Like I'm definitely the owner and operator, the general manager.
Pun intended.
Exactly. But
I'm sure.
I know. But it's very cool, and I'm very lucky to be able to own my own business. So it's been cool, and we've been able to do some, fun stuff there, and including this partnership with Dawn that we have.
Yeah.
We literally use Dawn at
The three basing.
the three base sink, the Dawn Professional Pot and Pan, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I've become very close with that three base sink. I just wash dishes there. I just do whatever needs to be done in order to keep the business going, washing dishes, making food, making drinks, doing whatever I have to do.
Yeah, super hands-on. That's awesome. And I was going to ask you about Dawn and kind of your partnership with them and what made you guys decide to partner up with them.
Couldn't think about like a better partnership because he's actually at the sink often doing dishes. He is doing all the like he does manual labor there so many days a week, and it's an amazing product. I can't say that I'm the one back there often doing it. He doesn't really like me in the kitchen because I've never been in the restaurant industry before.
Yes.
So like I'm just not well versed in it.
Yeah.
But he did show me how it works. And like the pots and pans that we have there, he's got like buffalo dip and spinach artichoke dip, like always like baked
Mhm.
on. And it's
Mhm.
quite how this Dawn Professional just it just slides right off. I'm like, excuse me, we need three big here in this kitchen.
Um, it's cool to be able to partner with products that I actually use at Audrey's.
Yeah.
And we really do use Dawn Professional. And it's a great product, and it's helped me work smarter rather than harder, which is always a positive step, because it just makes more of an effective clean. And I can wash dishes a little bit faster, and I don't have to turn the sinks over as much. So it's really nice.
And I just want to add that, like, before you said, how do you make time for family? Well, it's not the easiest for sure, but this product does allow Jared to work smarter, not harder. And like the dish process is a little bit faster, more streamlined because of it. So if it gets him home 20 minutes earlier, I'm like, heck yeah. And it does. It really like the superior clean and a fast one.
That's awesome. I mean, we're gonna have to bring it into our house too then. It sounds like it's pretty awesome.
It's only for professionals.
It's only for small. It's like meant for restaurants and small businesses.
Yeah,
But
okay.
hey, you get Dawn in your house. We have
Yeah,
Dawn.
yeah. Hey, it's
Use
not
that shit.
yeah, not if the one that you're using, but Dawn in general, it sounds pretty awesome. So are you the one just doing the dishes back there? It's just you, or you got people helping you?
Have a whole team, of
Yeah,
course.
like I have a chef there, and I probably have, I guess, like 15 employees, something
Okay.
along those lines.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I definitely, it is very humbling when people walk in and they're like, "You work here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." They just see me, like, they'll pop their head in the kitchen, which is very nice, but also intrusive.
There's like no door to the kitchen.
There's a door. I
So
never put a swinging door to the kitchen, so
Bachelor fans always be like,
I know. I'm like, yeah, I'm making your food right now.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's great. And yeah, I mean, I like I said, I've always worked in restaurants, so the ability, I just felt pretty comfortable opening my own place and knowing that, I'd be able to keep it running. Whether it's a, profitable business is a different story, but it's been good.
Yeah, it sounds like it brings a lot of happiness. So, I mean, even though the profit stuff is always difficult, but I think that's really cool that, you feel happy and excited to be there. And that's kind of funny that fans just stick their head back there.
I know.
Yeah, I guess once you're on TV, they feel like your life is theirs to just be like, hello.
Well, they do know us. A lot of people come in and they'll be like, "Oh, I feel like I know you guys," and I'm like, "Well, you kind of do."
Yeah, people are like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I know I don't. I'm like, no, honestly, you really do. Like I didn't
Yeah.
show anything really fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's just the nature of like that franchise and just being on reality TV, right? People really bring you into their lives and really just kind of get to know you through that platform. So,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So as far as the restaurant business goes, are there any tips and tricks either of you have learned for anyone especially looking to get into the industry?
I mean, just my biggest advice would be know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
That would have been mine too, because I really didn't know that he was going to be gone so much.
I know. Now, specifically the restaurant industry, there's no way you can do that remotely. So you have to be
Sure.
on site, hands-on, and be willing to do whatever is necessary. Don't let your ego get in the way. If you need to wash dishes, just wash dishes. If you need to mop or sweep or help out or do whatever you need to do. And then also just know that it's your margins are small and you're going to spend a lot of time at your place. And then that would be my biggest advice. Just be mentally prepared for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's great advice. And as you guys are, you guys are going to be parents for the second time. So do you guys have any tips for first time parents or even for those hoping to become parents? I know you went on your own journey, Ashley, and you guys together. So do you guys just have any advice or tips for those first time parents or those hoping to become parents?
I think like it's just kind of, you're gonna figure it out, and it's gonna come more naturally than you think it will. And in our case, it gets easier with time. So like there's gonna be like ebbs and flows, and your kid's gonna go through like months where they're super fussy, but then you'll get like a relief. And
I think for the majority of parents, it gets easier over time.
Yeah.
Because they always say that they trick you into having more. It's like when the kid turns 2, you're like, oh, actually, we can have another one. This isn't so bad. And then you have another kid, and you're like, why did we do this to ourselves? But yeah, my biggest advice would be to not put too much pressure on yourself. I feel like there's this idea out there that you have to be the perfect parent, and there's so much social pressure to ensure that like you're with them all the time and you're always teaching them something and they're never watching TV and all these drastic measures. And it's just like, life's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. And if you're doing the best you can and you love your kid and, then you're doing a great job.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because I do think there is a lot of pressure. I see my friends with kids and there's a lot of like trying to, enforce things and sometimes it's just not going to work, it sounds like, right? You're just going to kind of go with the flow and see the best you can do. So I like that. That's great advice.
I was listening to an interview with Jim Carrey and
Jared gets all his advice.
I really do. Like very interesting perspective on life, but he talked about when he was going to therapy. Like, of course, when you go to therapy, the first thing that people, like the therapist, always asks is about your childhood and your upbringing, and rightfully so. I'm not saying. I feel like a lot of people. I listen. I'm no doctor, so I'm speaking out of my ass here, but like they trigger like trauma from childhood, which is probably true. But I was listening to an interview with Jim Carrey, and he was like, there might be some things that are traumatic from my childhood, but like the amount of what my parents did for me comparably to what they didn't do for me is astronomical. Like they did so much for me, and it greatly outweighs any negative that they did. And so I
Yeah.
just feel like I look at my parents the same way. I'm like, was it perfect? No, but was it absolutely wonderful and loving and the best that they could do? And the best they could do was wonderful. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, and that's awesome because that stuck with you, right? It looks like we have time for one last question. So, any fun memories? I'm sure you have a ton, but any fun memories from your time as Bachelor Nation alums? Anything that sticks out?
Like just the whole decade. Really just grateful. It's really like we had Nick Vile's wedding this weekend, and every time we have a gathering like that, I'm always worried that it's going to be like the last like get together, the last reunion. And I'm just so grateful every time we're with these people that we have this community. Like the Bachelor family really is a family. I don't know what it is about like a lot of our personalities, but we just drive, and it's just really nice to have this group of friends. And every time we have something like that, we've always got great memories from it.
Yeah, and I would say I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I would also say the craziest thing about being a part of the Bachelor alum is the idea that you get to meet these people that you've looked up to all your life, potentially. And for us, for me, it was the Toms, which would be Tom Brady, Tom Cruise, and Rob Thomas. And I've met them all, and that is the craziest shit ever.
Most amazing experiences with all three of
I
them.
know. They're
Like
just like I can't believe all three of them are just we're just amazing human beings.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's
really
awesome.
cool.
That's really cool. I thought for a second when you said the Toms, you were referring to Vanderpump Rules. So I was like, okay, that's cool too.
Oh, Tom
No,
Sandoval.
that's
I have
literally no
not met.
attack. Literally does not like
I've met a
know
couple of
anything.
them. I met Jack.
Yeah,
He was nice.
we've met most of the Vanderpump
Stuff.
cast.
Nice.
But
Oh, this was just the next wedding.
hey, Katie.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it for me. But thank you guys so much for taking out the time and talking about Dawn and the coffee house and parenting. I really appreciate your guys' time today.
Thank you.
All right. You
Bye.
take care. Thank you. Bye.